Hello everyone, I hope the audio and video are clear to you all. Let's wait for a minute so that everyone gets connected. And once I get the confirmation if the audio and video are clear at your end, I will be starting with the session. Please give me a confirmation in the chat if the audio and video are clear to you. Hello everyone. Okay, so I've received the confirmation from your end. So let us start with today's session. The audio and video are clear, I think. So welcome you all to the post-GATE counseling session by KP GATE classes for this year GATE 2023. Before I start with this post-GATE counseling session, let me firstly congratulate to all the successful students of this particular year of GATE 2023. And personally for us at KP GATE classes also, this has been one of the most successful batches with more than 40 students scoring a double digit rank. Nowhere I think in any other branch or any other coaching 40% of the double digit ranks have gone to one coaching institute. So we have been successful in that matter and we are very happy for all our successful students. And also before I start, let me also tell you, I know there are some students who have not got a very wonderful rank or who have not qualified the examination. I would say you should not worry. Your hard work, the preparation which you have, the hard work you have put into, the preparation you have done for GATE examination, that will never go waste. So be confident. And in today's session we will also talk about some colleges, some options which you have, even if you have not qualified GATE examination or even if you do not have a very good rank in GATE examination. So let us begin. I While the session goes on, it would be ideal if you do not ask your questions then and there. We will respond to, you can send your questions, but I will be responding to your questions towards the end of the session. That way we will not be breaking the flow and we would not miss out any important point which I have compiled or I have thought I will discuss. So try to we'll have a discussion on your questions towards the end of the session. So just remember that. So let me begin the post-GATE counseling session by KP GATE classes for this year 2023. Firstly, let me briefly take you through the structure which we will be following in today's seminar, in today's webinar. So firstly, the we'll start with a brief analysis of the GATE result of this year. That's number one. A brief analysis of the GATE result. What is GATE score? What is the scorecard? So we'll have a brief discussion on the result of the GATE examination. Secondly, we will look into an overview of the colleges, broadly classify the colleges into groups like IITs, NITs, other colleges. So we'll talk a broad classification, because the reason for classification is for each and every group of colleges, there's a different approach of application. So you have to have clarity. Many students, we keep receiving messages from a lot of students. There is a lack of clarity as to what is COAP, what is CCMT, how to apply into SPS. Should we apply into SPS individually and also through CCMT, SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal particularly? Do you have SPA Delhi through CCMT or any other central application process? So these are a lot of questions which students are having. By the end of today's webinar, I can assure you all the doubts in this area will be clear, because we will discuss each and every important point in detail in a structured manner without missing any important point. Starting from qualification, cutoff score, and all the details, we will discuss everything which you have to keep in mind for the next few months before you get into the colleges. So go follow the seminar. You can also maintain a note through the seminar also, through this webinar also. That also is crucial. If you have any doubts, you can always put it into the live chat and I will discuss. Towards the end we have a question and answer session, so I'll answer as many questions as possible to you all. So point number 3 will be a discussion on COAP and CCMT process. So there are two different counseling, you can say CCMT is a counseling process, COAP is a common portal. So what is the difference, why should you apply into them? We will discuss those details. Point number 4, how to decide a course if you still are confused. There are many students who already have made a decision like I want to do M-Plan. So there are some students who have taken such decision. I want to do M.Arch. Some students have taken that decision. But there are still students who are still confused. What course should you select based on your gate rank, based on your gate score, or even if you have not qualified the gate score? So we will have a discussion on how to select a course. That is point number 4. Point number 5, and the most important, will be a detailed discussion on all the options you have with gate and without gate. That's the important point here. We will also discuss colleges without gate score, where if your gate score is not wonderful, even if you have not qualified, you have some options. What are they? We will go through the detailed analysis of the colleges in a stepwise manner. We will cover IITs first, then we will cover various NITs and the options in that. Then we will also discuss about SPAs and what are the various ways you can get into SPAs, all the 3 SPAs, and what are the other colleges which you have other than IITs, NITs and SPAs. So we will categorize and discuss all the courses and colleges in detail step by step. That is point number 5. And finally, sixth one, for those who are applying for interdisciplinary courses in IITs, or for those students who are applying at SPAs through the direct admission process, or who all the students who are applying for SPA Delhi, for all these students, interview is very crucial. So towards the end of the session, we will have a brief discussion on some very important points which you have to keep in mind for the interview at SPAs and IITs. I personally, so you all probably know me already. I am R.H. Chandar and I am the head faculty of Architecture and Planning here at KP Gate classes. And from the inputs, as you all are aware, we have been training students. I personally have been training students for past 5+ years in the field of architecture and planning. So there are many of our students in IITs, NITs. So I have discussed with all our alumni or all our previous students, and from inputs from the past students, from the recent updates, I have compiled the data and we will discuss all that information in detail in today's webinar. So stay tuned till the end to also have an idea on the interview and test process for various IITs. So that's about the structure for today's seminar. So let me begin without any further delay. The first point, that is a brief analysis on the GATE result. So if you look into the cutoff this year, it was 33.7. So if you look into the graph, so this is the graph of last 10+ years of GATE cutoff. So from 2011 till 2023, so there are ups and downs in that cutoff score, and this year, that is GATE 2023, is considered to be one of the lowest of the cutoffs. It is 33.7 to be specific. There's only one other question paper which had a lower cutoff than this, that is 32.5. So will this have any significance in your option of getting into IIT or NIT? To put it in simple words, no. It was a tough paper, so the cutoff is less. That's it. So there's no other influence of this lower cutoff on the GATE score or on the rank which you have got. And also let me clear you, for your admission, be it at IITs, at NITs, at SPAs, okay, let me mainly talk about IITs and NITs. At your admission into IITs and NITs is basic in IITs and in NITs and in all other colleges which accept GATE score. The admission will be based on your normalized GATE score. What is GATE score? It is a score out of 1000. The first ranker in each and every paper will get a 1000 score. So as your rank increases, your GATE score keeps on reducing. So that GATE score which you get out of 1000, that decides your admission into colleges. So it is a normalized GATE score. So the low cutoff doesn't make a huge difference of your ability to get into colleges or ranks. So don't be misinformed. GATE score is all which matters. And also GATE rank is not something which is considered in IITs and NITs. However, rank has an influence, particularly in those courses where there is an interview, because it makes an impact. If you have a double-digit rank, if you have a rank below 20, and if you go into the interview at, be it at SPA Vijayawada, Delhi, Bhopal, wherever it is, if you go and during the interview, if you make a point of mentioning your GATE rank, such a wonderful GATE rank, it will for sure have an impact on your ability to get into that course. So that's how the rank matters at SPAs or other colleges where there is an interview, but not in IITs and NITs for sure, in the counseling process. So that's a brief introduction. So as far as result is considered, let me also tell you one very important point which you have to keep in mind, that the GATE scorecard is already available for downloading on the official portal of GATE 2023. So go on to the application portal of GATE 2023, log into it. Once you log in, you will have an option to download the scorecard. make sure that you download this course. So the downloading link is already live from 21st, that is from yesterday, and it will be available till 31st of May. Don't wait till the last date. Download the scorecard and keep it ready, because if you want to download the scorecard at a later stage after May 31st, you will have to pay a fine. There's a penalty to download the scorecard. So download and upload it into some cloud drive wherever it is safe, because you need to have this scorecard for the next 2 years also, not only this year. So gate score is valid for 3 years, if you are aware. So you have to have the scorecard as a reference for your future. So remember that you need to download the scorecard, and scorecard will be available to only those students who have qualified. For those students who have not qualified, who have not cleared the cutoff score, will not get any scorecard. So be informed of that and download the scorecard and keep it ready at some safe place on some hard disk or a internet or a cloud drive. Have it safe for the next 2 years. Now let us now move on into the grouping of the colleges. What are the various application processes to get into the colleges for your masters? So in the course of today's webinar, we will discuss various options you have in terms of M.Arch, M.Plan and M.Tech. There are some colleges which do offer MBA also through gate score, but it unfortunately that is for only engineers, not for architects generally. So there are one or two colleges like NIT IE at Mumbai, or say IIC Bangalore, where there is masters in management, but these courses are for engineers, for BTech graduates or BE graduates, not BR generally. However, if you're interested, you can just cross check with those institutes also personally once. But as far as the requirement is considered, generally for MBA requirement is BTech through gate, right? You can obviously clear CAT and get into MBA, but through gate there are no options of MBA for architects or planners as such. So as far as admission process for MTech, M.Plan or M.Arch, or there are some additional interdisciplinary courses also which we will discuss. So the admission process, firstly IITs, the portal through which you will get your offer is COAP. Now remember this point, COAP is not an application portal. That is very important for you to remember. COAP is just a portal where you will get an offer. COAP is not a portal where you will apply for the colleges. For IITs, the process is slightly different. Remember, you first need to, so the step, if you, for example, let us say you want to get into some IIT, say you want to get into rural technology course at IIT Bombay, or you want to get into M.Arch at IIT Roorkee. So what will be the first step? First step will be you need to register into COAP portal. That's the first thing which you need to do. The application, the portal is already live. You can log on to that portal and fill the details. So you will get a COAP registration number. So that COAP reference number, that has to be used whenever you're applying into any course at any IIT. So once you get the COAP number, make a note, have a reference of that COAP number, because in any course you apply, say I'm applying at IIT Roorkee M.Arch, in the application form they will ask for that COAP reference number or COAP application number. So you have to upload that. So first step is COAP portal registration, have that registration number and put it onto the application form at all IITs. Why should we do this? Because COAP is where you will get the offer. So for example, if you are applying into 4 or 5 different IITs into 5 different courses in a preferential order, right? So if you are applying for various courses, you will get various offers on the COAP portal. You will get the offers after round 1. I'll take you through the important dates also in the portal. So once you get those offers, you can select from those. So COAP is where you will get the offer, but you need to apply into IITs individually. So remember this point. COAP is where you register. Second step, in each and every IIT you need to individually apply. IIT application, you have to do it individually. Individually for each and every IIT you need to apply. For IIT Roorkee separately, for IIT Kharagpur separately, for IIT Delhi separately. So you have to apply separately. That is second step. So remember this about IITs and COAP portal. It's not a counseling portal. Coming to the second thing, that is NITs and IITs. Number 2. NITs and IITs, there is NITs and SPS, School of Planning and Architecture. Now here SPS, there are 3 SPS as you are aware: SPA Delhi, SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal. SPA Delhi have their own application process. They don't take through CCMT portal, but SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal, in all their courses, 50 to 60%, so for each and every course the percentage is different, but around 50 to 60% of the seats they will take through CCMT. So remember, SPA Bhopal SPA Vijayawada. They have their own process of application also, which is called as direct admission process. SPA Vijayawada's direct admission process is already live. We will also talk about that moving further. SPA Bhopal's direct admission processes, the link is not yet active. However, for SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal, you need to you can also apply through the direct admission, or these are also available through CCMT portal. CCMT portal is not yet live. It will generally begin in the month of say uh, May and June. That's when the CCMT portal generally comes live. So we still have some time for CCMT portal. Whenever there is any update in this regard, we will post on all our social media handles on. So stay connected with KP Gate classes on all the social media handles. That is Telegram, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere. You can find the links in the description of all our videos on this YouTube channel of KP Gate classes. So SPA, Vijayawada and Bhopal, you can get 50 to 60% of the seats are reserved for CCMT portal. The remaining seats are through direct admission. So these SPA, Bhopal, Vijayawada and NITs, the admission is through CCMT, which is a counseling portal. You need not apply individually for SPAs and NITs. Everything can be applied through a common portal, that is CCMT portal. Remember one important point in this regard. If you take your admission at SPA Bhopal and SPA Vijayawada only through CCMT portal, only then you will get your stipend. GATE stipend of 12,400 is given to all the GATE qualified students if you are studying in a government college. If you're doing a master's in a government college, for PhD it will be 31,000. You'll get that stipend only if you take your admission through CCMT at SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal. If you take the admission through the direct admission process, you won't get your stipend even if you have qualified your GATE score. So remember that point. Only CCMT process students will get the stipend at SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal. So there are other state colleges as well. So this is an overview. So COAP is for IITs, CCMT is for NITs and two SPAs, that is Bhopal and Vijayawada through GATE. If you want scholarship, you have to take through CCMT. And finally, there are some other state colleges and institutes which we will discuss towards the end. So I see there are some questions, but as I told you, I'll give you the answers for these questions at the end. Uh, So I'll be answering your questions towards the end, as I told you. So that's a brief on the overview of the various colleges and courses. Now, COAP, let us go through the important dates for COAP. COAP is Common Offer Acceptance Portal. It is just an offer acceptance portal. It is not a application portal. You have to apply into IITs individually. So the timeline which has been shared tentatively for the main rounds, there are 5 main rounds. There are additional rounds also, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are additional rounds only if there are vacant seats. But generally in IITs, the first 5 round seats would be generally filled up. So the tentative schedule is round 1. The offer will be the time window where you can take a decision. So once you get the offer, you will have a time window for accepting the offer. That is from May 20 to 22nd. So you still have time. You register into COAP, apply into all the IITs. Round 1 results will be from May 20 to 22nd. Now what is offer? So once you apply for it, as of now you're applying into various IITs, and now you have to wait till May 20. At May, so between May 20 to 22nd, you will get your offers on the COAP portal. So you log on to the COAP portal. Meanwhile, also you can check the applications once you apply, that gets reflected on your COAP portal within a time span. So you'll have all the applications. If you have applied into a college and that is not seen on COAP portal, you have to contact that particular college, right? For example, I applied at IIT Delhi for construction management. I'll have to wait, and that will be reflected on the COAP portal. If on COAP, if that is not getting reflected, I need to contact IIT Delhi. So you need to contact that institute till your offer gets reflected on the COAP portal. So be careful with that. So your applications will be reflected once the May 22nd, 20 to 22nd, once the round 1 results come up, you'll get the offer. So what you can get 3 or 4 offers also if you're having a very good rank and you have applied into 5 different colleges. You might get all the 5 offers also. So the offers will be visible on the COAP portal. Once you get an offer, you will have 3 options. You can either accept and freeze. Accept and freeze will finalize that course. For example, I got 5 offers. and of those I selected M.Arch at IIT Roorkee. I like that course. I will just select accept and freeze. That's it. In round 1 I will get my admission. The next process will be I need to pay the fee, mess fee and all at the IIT itself. So that is first option. If you are liking a course or an offer, you can accept and freeze that offer and move away from COAP portal. That's it. Second thing is retain and wait. Now retain and wait is, for example, you have got 5 offers, of which say you say you have one offer, but you want to wait for a better offer, so you can retain and wait. Retain and wait is where you lose your seat, but you will wait also for the next second and third round for a better option. So that is retain and wait. Retain and wait can be selected only 2 times on one option. So for example, if there is an option of IIT Kharagpur MCP, I retained and I'm looking for some other, I'm waiting for construction management at IIT Delhi. So I can retain and wait in first round, I can retain and wait in the second round, but in the third round you cannot retain and wait on the same course again, right? So if either you have to take it or you have to leave it. You cannot retain and wait more than 2 times. Remember that point in COAP portal. The third option is reject and wait. Reject and wait is that offer will not be given to you anymore. You will just reject that offer and you can wait for the next round. So these, in each and every round, you will have the same 3 options: accept and freeze, reject and wait, or retain and wait. You can retain and wait for only 2 times on one offer. So that is about COAP process. I hope that gives you a clarity on the COAP. So remember, COAP is an offer portal, not an application portal. COAP is where you have these options of accept and freeze, retain and wait, and reject and wait. So remember these points. For even more details, so on the COAP portal, there's a detailed a brochure of all the steps for application, steps for accepting and all. So you can go through that also to COAP portal. If you have any further doubt also, you can always reach out to us. We are always here to help you on any doubt you have in this regard. This is a flowchart of the COAP process, but I already told you, offer 1, you can either select it or you can retain and wait. Those are the 2. So the flowchart is also given. You can go through this flowchart. So offer 1, if you are selecting, if you're accepting and freezing it, accept and freeze, you'll need to go to the college website and join that college by paying the fee. If you are not selecting accept and freeze, you can select retain and wait. If you're selecting retain and wait, you'll have to wait for the next second round. Again, you can retain and wait in the second round, but in the third round, you cannot retain and wait on the same college and the same course, right? If it is a different course, you can use retain and wait again, but not more than 2 times for a given course of a given college. So that's about yes and no of accept and freeze. Otherwise, you can reject and wait. If you reject and wait, you'll need to wait for the further rounds and then accept later on. If you do not access the portal in that window, there are 2 days for each and every round in which you need to either accept and freeze or retain and wait or reject. If you're not doing anything, it will automatically get rejected. So remember, you should not, even if you're busy in those 2 days, take out some time and select an option if you want a course out of COAP portal. So that's the detail of COAP portal for application of our admission into IITs. Moving on to the next part, that is CCMT. Now CCMT is a common counseling, centralized counseling for M.Arch, M.Tech, M.Plan admissions. So CCMT is centralized counseling for master's admission in NITs. So in this particular portal, you need not apply for NITs individually. So even you need not worry so in IITs you need to do your research, which IITs have which courses which are eligible. So in today's webinar we will discuss in detail what are all the IITs, what are the courses in each and every IIT. People generally don't know there are 4 courses which you can apply in IIT Kharagpur also. So in each and every IIT, what are the options you have? We will discuss that in detail. So similar approach is not necessary for NITs and SPS, because when you log on to the CCMT portal, which typically will be in the month of June, and the result for the first round will typically be in the month of July. So you still have time. June, July is when you will get CCMT portal's results. So once the CCMT portal is live, we also will drop a message regarding the same. So that is, you need not worry about NITs individually, SPS individually, because once you log on to the CCMT portal, you will have all the options over there. Once you fill your details of your course, your AR paper details and all, once you fill it, you'll get all the options which you have, so you can select and apply on that portal directly. You need not do your research at each and every NIT individually what courses are available, right? So that's about CCMT portal. Moving on, the next big question, how to select a course. If you are still confused, if you have not yet decided whether to pursue M.Arch, M-Plan or M.Tech, how to decide the course. So let me briefly talk on that issue of selecting a course in a college, and then I will take you through the options you have and what are the cutoff scores for all those colleges. So I know you're waiting for the list of colleges and cutoffs. We'll very soon go to it, but let me briefly talk, because many students are confused regarding this point also, how to select a course. So there are various approaches. If you are interested, particularly interested in one course, for example, I remember 3 years ago there was a student of mine she got a very good rank, but right away from day one she has decided that she wants to pursue her masters related to rural technology. There's a course related to rural studies in IIT Bombay. She was keen on that, so she knew that what course she wanted to do. So if you already are keen, then this is not a discussion for you. But if you're confused which course to select, the approach is you need to think what you want to do down the lane after 10 years, what is it you want to target for. So that is the factor which should motivate your selection of course and college. If you want a government job, I would say you should prefer a course which is M-Plan, because if you look into, so on a portal of mentorgate.com, our website, you can find all of the links. gatearchitecture.co.in, that's a website managed by KP Gate Classes. You'll find a website link in the description of our YouTube videos. If you go on to our website, you will find all the job openings for government sector for architects and planners regularly being updated. So if you check for the past few months, the number of openings which you generally have in government organizations across India, it is higher for those with M-Plan. So if you want a government job, and if you there are a lot of government jobs with BARC and B-Plan also, but if you want to improve, so you cannot sit and wait for a government notification to get released, right? So meanwhile you can pursue your M-Plan, so that you will have better options for government jobs, particularly in state public service commissions down the lane after. So like for example, RPSC is conducting a requirement right now where M-Plan is required. So masters in planning is something which you can uh, target for if you want government job. That is one approach. Second approach, if you want to enter into teaching sector, if you want to plan a career in the teaching sector, I would suggest you that you should plan for PhD right now. In IITs you can also apply for integrated masters plus PhD program. So let me also clear on this. For each and every IIT the criteria is different, but for example at IIT Kharagpur, if you want to apply for masters plus PhD integrated program, you can apply that integrated program right now. And after first year, so first year will be common for all the masters people, even for integrated people. After first year, if you are having a CGPA of more than 8 CGPA, you can convert your master's degree directly into PhD. So you will get that integrated degree after completion of PhD. So that's how it is. If you're not having a CGPA of more than 8, you can just complete your masters without PhD. That is an option which you will have. So you can apply right now for integrated course. So you need not have a gate score again, you need not go through the application process again. If you have that 8 CGPA, you can continue your PhD after first year. That's how it is for integrated masters plus PhD at IITs particularly. So if you are planning a career in teaching, then you should think about pursuing PhD. So for pursuing PhD, you have to select an area of interest. So you should absolutely like the subject in which you are taking your masters. Only then you will be able to do your PhD, because PhD takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of effort in terms of research, and you will be able to put in that research for the next 5 years only if you are absolutely liking that, loving that subject. Only then you have to select that course. So the second approach is, if you want to pursue PhD, select a course which you are very much interested in, not slightly but very much interested. So think on your interest and then apply for the masters accordingly. That's the second approach. Third approach, if you want a private sector job, if you want to work in a private sector, in that case you need to select trending areas, trending sectors. But remember, so what are trending sectors at this point of time? It keeps on changing from time to time. At this point of time, I would say trending sectors particularly are M Design, masters in design. You can also get into M Design through gate score. That is one area. Other than that, you also have if you, for example, have written seed exam, you have no other option other than M design. But gate, it is not like that. You have options to get into M design through gate. You also will have options to get into M plan, M.Arch and everything. So the sectors which are trending at this point of time through gate, M design is one. Other than that, you can target for construction management or infrastructure management. That is one area which has a good level of employability in the private sector. For example, if I give you an example of SPI Delhi, the batch of BEM, Building Engineering Management, it almost has a 100% placement, just like M Design. M Design and MBEM, Masters in Building Engineering Management. So that itself shows you what are the trending sectors. So you can apply for construction management in various courses, or you can pursue a Masters in Design through GATE score. Other than that, some interdisciplinary courses, particularly Geoinformatics at IIT Bombay, that also has a very good level of employability in terms of after completing the course. 2 years ago, GATE 2021, rank 1, that is Shubham Gupta. He was a student of ours, the live online class student of ours. He got placed, or he's in the final year of his geoinformatics, and he already got his placement with a very good package. So there are very good packages in geoinformatics also. So, but again, you will need to have a wonderful GATE rank for that. The closing ranks and options, we will discuss that in detail. The third approach, as I told you, if you want to get into private sector, you need to select trending areas like geoinformatics or M design or construction management. But remember, if you're selecting these courses, you will not have huge options in the government sector with those, be it MTech in geoinformatics, or be it MBEM, or be it construction management, or be it M design. With these masters, you will have good wonderful scope in the private sector at this point of time, but not in the government sector much. If you want government job, plan for M plan particularly, or M.Arch. So that's the third approach. Fourth approach, if you want to set up your own business or practice, even then you can go by your interest. And if, for example, you want to set up a landscape firm, you can pursue your masters in landscape architecture at probably SPA Delhi or any other college, right? So that is how you can select a college and course. If you have any doubts, I will take you can put your questions into the chat. I'll take your questions towards the end of the webinar. So that's an approach to decide. Again, even after this approach, if you even still have any confusion, you can always get in touch with us. If you are a past KP Gate classes student, you already might be having my contact number as well. You can personally reach out to me, or you can also reach out to us, to our office contact number, which is available in the description of all our YouTube channels. You can WhatsApp us, and we will try to answer you and help you through your queries as detailed as much as possible from our end. So that was about the selection part. Now let me take you through the cutoffs of various options. Let me take you through the various courses and colleges and the cutoffs, corresponding cutoffs to all those courses. So let me start with IIT. So I'll take this in stepwise. First we will discuss IITs, then we will be discussing the NITs, and then SPS, and finally the other colleges which you have, which are through GATE and also not through GATE. So that is the 4-level approach we are going through for the courses and colleges. First, let me discuss IITs. So there are a handful of IITs and a handful of courses, good number of seats. If you're having, so just at the onset, let me tell you, if you're having a rank of double digit, you can be assured you will get into at least any of the courses in IITs for sure. If you're having a rank even till 150, you still have a chance of getting into IITs. If you're from open category, that's what I'm considering here. So that's a brief idea, but let me take you to the GATE score for the cutoffs. For whichever courses we have information, I tried to compile it. So firstly, IIT Kharagpur. At IIT Kharagpur, some important points to be noted for application at IIT Kharagpur. The portal is already live for application at IIT Kharagpur Masters, and the closing date of that portal is 18th of 4th month, that is April. So 18th April is the closing date of the portal of application for IIT Kharagpur. The minimum criteria is 60%. So the criteria also is different for different IITs. You need to make a note of the minimum requirement. If it is percentage in your college, 60% is the minimum criteria. But if your college is giving you in CGPA system, 6.5 is the minimum criteria at IIT Kharagpur. 6.5 or 60%. You cannot have 6 CGPA and take admission. 6.5 or 60%. So based on the university which you come under. So that's about the minimum requirement. As far as courses, there are 4 options at IIT Kharagpur. sustainability, M.Arch in sustainable architecture or sustainable build environment. This course is introduced this year itself. This is the first batch which they will give admission as per their official website. IIT Kharagpur has launched M.Arch from this year. So you can also get into that course through GATE score particularly. So the courses which you have at IIT Kharagpur, there are 4 courses which you can get into. First one is MPlan MCP, that is Masters in City Planning. It is an MPlan degree. Second is Infrastructure Design and Management, which is I'll not say it's same but similar to construction management in few aspects, not completely but similar to that course of construction. That is Infrastructure Design and Management. That's the second option which you have at IIT Kharagpur. The third option which you have at IIT Kharagpur is M.Arch Sustainable Build Environment. This course is introduced this year only. Fourth option which you have is Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, this masters is a interdisciplinary course. It is not for architects in particular, but even with GATE architecture score you can apply into this course if you're interested in innovation and entrepreneurship. These are the 4 options you have at IIT Kharagpur. So as far as the admission process is considered, for MPlan, MTech in Infrastructure Design Management and M.Arch in Sustainability, remember, there's only one IIT in India which is offering Masters in Sustainable Architecture. Other than that, you have NIT Hamirpur and NIT Trichy. But in IITs, there's only one IIT with Sustainable Architecture, and that is IIT Kharagpur, that too from this year itself. It will be for sure a good course because IIT Kharagpur is ranked top in the NRIF ranking also in architecture colleges. So it's a wonderful university to get into. So for these 3 options, MPlan, MTech and MTech in Infrastructure Management and M.Arch, the admission process is purely through GATE score. There is no test, no interview. Just if your GATE score is good, you will get your admission. The application will be individually for individual IITs. The application portal is already live. So apply into it. The result you will get in the month of May in round 1 of COAP portal. So you'll get your result in COAP. So if you look into the number of seats, there are 52 seats in MCP, 40 seats in Infrastructure Design Management and 20 seats in M.Arch Sustainability Architecture, that which is introduced this year. As far as closing score is considered, IITs generally do not publish the closing GATE score, but IIT Kharagpur this year has published the closing GATE score of last 6 years. So I've compiled that data for you. Closing GATE score is basically not cutoff. There are 2 things. Do not get confused between cutoff and closing GATE score. Closing GATE score is the last person who got that admission. The GATE score of that person is called as closing GATE score. Cutoff is different. Cutoff is the minimum score you need to have to apply for a course. For example, construction management at IIT Delhi, the cutoff score for it is 500 out of 1000. If you have a score above that, only then you can apply that course. So cutoff is different. So remember, the closing GATE score is 684 last year. For MCP it was 684. So this data is available on the official portal of IIT Kharagpur. Also, we will publish this data to all of you. You can access it on our websites and social media handles. We will publish all this data, right? So if you have enrolled for this webinar, you will also receive a copy of this list in the form of PDF. We'll try to send it through WhatsApp and email for you. So you can also circulate among yourselves. So that's about IIT Kharagpur. The seats information, as you can see, you can take a screenshot also. The video will be, even if you do not get a PDF or if it is taking time, this video will be available on the YouTube channel for your future reference. You can come back and check at this point of time for what are the number of seats, what are the closing scores at these courses for the last 6 years. So generally, if you observe, last year it was slightly lower, 684 for MCP, 666 for infrastructure management. Because M.Arch is a new course, you don't have any cutoff or closing rank available, closing score available. Technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, this also was introduced last year itself. So the closing score was 6705. Before that, this course was not available, so I've written not applicable over there. So that's about the closing GATE score for these 4. So remember, IIT Kharagpur, you have 4 options. Next comes IIT Roorkee. The second college we will be discussing is IIT Roorkee. At IIT Roorkee, you can apply. So when I'm saying you can apply, you as graduates of architecture or planning with a GATE AR score, if you're having a B.Arch or B.Plan, and if you already know, M.Arch is only for B.Arch students. With B.Plan, even if you have qualified GATE architecture, you cannot take admission for M.Arch. but architects can take admission into M.Arch and M-Plan both. So that's how it is in all the IITs. So if you are an architect or a planner with a GATE AR score qualified in 2023 or last 2 years, 2022 or 2021 also, you can apply for all these courses. So at IIT Roorkee, you have a total of 8 options. You can apply. So again, before we move on to the courses, let me take you to the important criteria. 60% or 6 CGPA, that's the minimum criteria for, it is not 6.5 for Roorkee, it is 6.5 is for Kharagpur. There's a rule in IIT Roorkee that you can apply for a maximum of 4 departments. So all these courses which are listed over here, there are 8 different courses. All these 8 courses are more or less in different departments. However, M.Arch and M-Plan, you have M.Arch at IIT Roorkee without any specialization. At Kharagpur, there's a specialization of sustainability, but here it is just normal M.Arch at IIT Roorkee, or MURP, Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. So in these two, these come under one single department. Design department is a different department. So you can apply in maximum of 4 departments at IIT Roorkee. You cannot apply, so that's a rule. So select 4 departments which you really like and you can apply into that. Maximum of 13 courses. You don't even have 13 courses, so you need not worry about it. So for architects, you can apply for maximum 4 departments. Remember that. Now, what are the courses you have? The courses which you have at IIT Roorkee, people generally know only about M.Arch and M-Plan, M.Arch and MURP. But there's M-Design also. The admission is through GATE. You need not have a seed score. You can take admission into M-Design at IIT Roorkee through GATE score as well. So let me talk about the courses and the application process for it. M.Arch, there are a total of 18 seats at IIT Roorkee, and the application process is purely through GATE score. There is no test, no interview, just through GATE score you can get into M.Arch at IIT Roorkee, 18 seats. As far as MURP is considered, you have 18 seats again in MURP as well, and Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. The application is through GATE score purely, no interview, no test again. So that's the first and second option, the most famous option sought by architects and planners at IIT Roorkee. Other than that, you have M-Design. You can pursue M-Design if you have B.Arch and you have GATE architecture score through GATE score, but you need to have either GATE or seat score. It's optional. If you have only GATE score, you can apply, but there is a test and personal interview also. There are a total of 20 seats at this particular M-Design course at IIT Roorkee. So you need to have GATE score, then you will have a 80 here is aptitude test. You'll have an aptitude test and you'll have a personal interview also. Tips for interview we will discuss at the end of this session. So that's the third course which you have at IIT Roorkee through GATE architecture score with 20 seats. Now a brief idea on the closing score. If you see for M.Arch, generally it is around 840. A score around 840 will get you into M.Arch easily. For M-Plan, that is MURP, you need to have a GATE score around 700. If you're having a GATE score, so I'm talking about GATE score out of 1000, around 700 also you can get into MURP. For M-Design, you don't have any cutoff as such information available. So wherever I have an information I've uploaded, you can access this on the YouTube channel of us forever. This video will be available on the same YouTube channel. So other than that, fourth option which you have at IIT Roorkee is M.Tech in Environmental Management of Rivers and Lakes. So it's an M.Tech course. So you cannot pursue or get into government jobs for planners after this, but it is an M.Tech degree. M.Tech in Environmental Management of Rivers and Lakes, that's a course at IIT Roorkee which architects through GATE architecture score can apply. The admission will be purely based on GATE score and there are total of 25 seats. Now this is an interdisciplinary course. It will not, so it's an M.Tech course not purely for architects and planners. Architects and planners and other courses also will be applying in it. Earth sciences students or say geology students or say civil engineers, everyone will be applying, so it will be slightly competitive. So the closing GATE score is generally around 680 for this particular department or branch. M.Tech in Environmental Management of Rivers and Lakes. Fifth option you have is M.Tech in Geospatial Engineering, which also will accept GATE AR score. The admission will be based purely on GATE score. You also have M.Tech in Drinking Water and Sanitation. That also is a course which you have at IIT Roorkee where you can apply through GATE architecture, or if you are a B-Plan or B.Arch student. You also have M.Tech in Disaster Mitigation and Management, which again is purely based on GATE score. You also have M.Tech in Infrastructure Systems. Infrastructure Systems is related to transport engineering. So there's a overlap with transportation, transport engineering, civil engineering in this course, Infrastructure Systems. So these are the courses at IIT Roorkee. So total of 8 courses. However, MArch and MURP are very well known. Other than that, you have M Design and these 5 MTech options. As far as campus placements are considered, for information like campus placements, packages, there's no other way because IITs don't publish it publicly. So the only way is to get into touch with alumni. You can get in touch with the alumni of those particular courses at those particular colleges personally through social media handles like in LinkedIn and all. You can get in touch with them and ask them particularly what is the package or what is the scope for campus placement and all. If you want any help from our end into any course and get to know in details with that, you can always reach out to us. As I told you, you can get in touch, and if we know some past students, because we have a lot of our past students pursuing the courses at various IITs and NITs, if it is possible for me, I can also get in touch with you or talk to them and let you know the data. So you can always take our help at KP Gate classes, or you can also get in touch with me personally. You can get in touch with me. My name profile is RH Chandar on Facebook, Instagram and all. You can get in touch with me also. I can also help you out in selection of your courses or if you have any doubts. So that's about IIT Roorkee and the various 8 options which you have at IIT Roorkee, particularly with a brief idea on the number of seats and gate score. Now moving on, let us move on to the next IIT. I hope you are making a note of the points if you like some course or if you're interested in particular college. Coming to IIT Bombay, the third college we will be discussing is IIT Bombay. So at IIT Bombay, you have 4 courses into which you can apply with GATE AR score, and if you have qualified architecture. So there are 4 colleges, but before that, important points for IIT Bombay. Point number 1, 60% or 6 CGPA, that's the minimum criteria for this college. The application portal will be live from 24th of March to 17th of April. That's the time during which you can apply to various courses at IIT Bombay. What are the courses at IIT Bombay now? There are 4 courses, almost all are interdisciplinary courses. So the first course is MTech in Urban Systems. Earlier, the name of this particular course was MUDE, Masters in Urban Design Engineering, something like that. The course has been renamed into MTech in Urban Systems now. So if you are pursuing MTech in Urban, so if you want to pursue PhD in the area of urban planning or urban design or in urban systems, this will be a wonderful course for you. They at this particular course, Urban Systems, they really encourage research work. That's what we have as a feedback from our past students who have pursued this course at IIT Bombay. So if you are interested, there are campus placements to some level also, but if you are looking for research, that is a wonderful option for you. MTech in Urban Systems at IIT Bombay. The application process for all the 4 courses, there are 4 options at IIT Bombay. For all the 4 courses, the admission process is GATE plus interview. So let me tell you one thing, at IIT Bombay, for the first and second rounds, they generally don't have any interview. They will directly fill through GATE score. If you're having a very good GATE rank, for example, if you want to get into geoinformatics at IIT Bombay, if you're having a single digit rank, you can easily get into that course, geoinformatics. So for round 1 and round 2, they generally don't conduct interview. So so they do not have a well-defined rule if they conduct interview or not. But past 2-3 years, they are not conducting any interviews for the, even in the admission brochure this year also they have mentioned the same thing. So for the initial rounds, they'll not have any interview. If seats are vacant after first and second round of offers at COAP, they might conduct an interview. So only if seats are vacant. So if you're having a very good rank, you'll have a very good chance of getting into these IIT Bombay particularly. So the first option is, so I have written GATE plus interview, but for initial rounds, they don't conduct any interview. Directly, they'll give you the admission. But again, even if there's an interview, it will be a basic interview. You need not worry about interview or test which they will be conducting. Sometimes they might conduct a test also, aptitude test or any technical test. So we will talk about tests and interview at the end of the webinar. So the first option is urban systems. The second option, so urban systems is more related to architecture and planning. So it is not diverting away from your core subject, right? Urban systems is very much related to what you study in architecture. So urban planning it is related to. So it's an M.Tech course, not in planning. The second course which you have at IIT Bombay is Geoinformatics. Geoinformatics is an interdisciplinary course. It is more inclined towards computer science. It has aspects of machine learning, aspects of artificial intelligence, aspects of GIS and other GIS based softwares. So it is a confluence of planning or urban planning aspects, or the aspects of GIS part of planning, and also with machine learning and data analysis, data analytics and computer science. So it is a hybrid course, interdisciplinary course. They also give admission, so you need not worry if you don't know coding. Absolutely fine. So was talking with Shubham Gupta, who was doing this course, who is doing this course. So from what he told me, even if you are zero at coding, you can still take that course. So there are many students in the batch of geoinformatics who start from zero and learn, but you need to have that uh, knack of learning. You need to have that open mind to learn coding and learn AI ML based softwares also. So data analytics based course it is, that is geoinformatics. You need to have a very good gate rank to get easily into that course. That is the second option which you have. The third option which you have is MTech in technology and development. This course is being offered by CTARA. This is a course based on rural administration. So it is basically rural development related course. So Center for Alternative Technologies for Rural Administration, something that might be the full form. So you can check on the website of IIT Bombay. So CTARA, which is a rural administration based course that offers MTech in technology and development. This also is an interdisciplinary course. So a lot of applicants will be applying for this course, not only architects. So you'll have the if you have a very good gate rank, you'll directly get, but otherwise you'll need to go through the interview process also at IIT Bombay for Masters in Rural Technology. Even if your gate score is not very wonderful, you can still have a chance of getting into CTARS MTech in Technology and Development. This course does not have huge placements in private sector, but they do have, so you do have some options of say getting placed in through the campus requirement, but they also offer some fellowship programs. There are some government fellowship programs for work related to rural areas, so you can take those fellowship programs, and that will be a contract for 3 to 4 years after the course. So there are generally around 10 students get that fellowship program in each and every batch at this particular course. So you can also plan for that. That's the third option. The fourth option which you have at IIT Bombay is Masters in Education Technology. So that also is based on gate score and interview. All these are interdisciplinary courses. The CTARA course and education technology, these have a lots of applicants from large number of courses. Urban systems and geoinformatics is still slightly related to architecture and planning. The remaining are moving away from planning. So if you are planning out to move away from your core sector, these are the options which you can. So IIT Bombay is not to stay in the same line. If you want to divert your line, you can select these courses which are based on gate score and interview. The number of seats for urban systems and geoinformatics is 20 and 25 respectively. Approximately 800 to 880 is the closing gate score in recent times. So if you're having a very good rank, you can get chance. So for the remaining two, as I told you, even if your gate score is not very nice, you can still get into these options at IIT Bombay. You can try applying. So that's about the third college. Now we are in the remaining IITs, you have less options. So we have discussed IIT Roorkee with 8 options, 8 courses, IIT Kharagpur with 4 courses, IIT Bombay with 4 options of 4 courses. The remaining have lesser courses and lesser options. The fourth IIT we'll be looking into is IIT Delhi. At IIT Delhi, you with architecture degree and GATE architecture score, you can apply for 2 courses. First one is construction engineering management, which does have a level of campus placement into private sector. As I told you, construction management is where you have good options in the private sector. Construction engineering management is one course. You can also apply for transportation engineering through GATE architecture score. The admission this year will be based on GATE score and also interview. You need to have a minimum of 60% or 6 CGPA. The application portal will be live till 30 of this month. 30 March is the closing date for the application at IIT Delhi. So don't delay if you want to apply at IIT Delhi. The number of seats, you have 30 seats in construction engineering management, 30 seats in transportation also. But these 30 are open for civil engineers and architects also. They don't have a fixed number of seats for architects. They can take up to 4 to 5 architects also in each. So 4 to 5 seats, typically 4 to 5 seats are for architects in these courses. So if you are having a GATE score of around 800, you can get into construction management at IIT Delhi. If you're having a GATE score around 750, you can get into transportation engineering at IIT Delhi. So remember this point as well. If you're considering transportation engineering, the first year subjects might be a bit difficult because it will be more inclined towards civil engineering, but the second year in all IITs is completely thesis. So thesis, even in this MTech transportation engineering, you can pursue in an area of your interest in transportation planning as well. So the degree is not a M-Plan degree, but it is related to transportation planning to some extent. So that is the fourth option, fourth college which you have. Fifth college which you have is IIT Madras. Again, the minimum criteria is 60% and 6 CGPA. The application portal will be available between 17th of March to 7th of April. There are two courses which you can again apply for here. There is construction management, which is named as MTech in building technology and construction management. You also have transportation engineering. Here in IIT Madras, there are reserved seats for architects. The number of seats are fixed for architects. So the number of seats which you have for architects in building technology and construction management is only 2 seats. So the GATE score should be 920 above to get into this course. You need to have a very good GATE score. They have a good placement history also at IIT Madras. As far as transportation engineering is considered, again there are only 2 seats for architects. Remaining seats are for civil engineers. So there are only 2 seats. You need to have a GATE score around 850 to get into transportation engineering at IIT Madras as well. So those are the courses which you have at IIT Madras, and that's an average closing score to get admission into MTech at IIT Madras. All these courses are MTech courses, both at IIT Delhi and IIT Madras. Next, you have IIT Kanpur, where you can, through GATE architecture score, you can take admission into M Design. Only one course, there is no other course. So at IIT Kanpur also you do have transportation engineering, but they don't take architects. I have compiled data where only architects with GATE architecture score can take admission. So at IIT Kanpur you have only one course, that is M Design. You can take admission into M Design at IIT Kanpur either through GATE score or SEED score. So if you have a GATE rank around 35-40 also, you can easily get into IIT Kanpur M Design if you are doing very well in the portfolio and interview. So you'll have that interview process at IIT Kanpur for M Design. So 780 is the approximate closing score for GATE score for IIT Kanpur's M Design. Then you have IIT Guwahati, where there is only one option which you can have through GATE score. You have M Design at IIT Guwahati, but only through SEED it is. Through GATE at IIT Guwahati, you have only one option, that is infrastructure engineering and management. The minimum criteria is 60% and 6 CPI with a GATE score. There's no interview, purely based on GATE score. There are 3 seats only reserved for architects. The remaining are for civil engineers. So there are only 3 seats at IIT Guwahati for this course related to construction management. It is infrastructure management. Generally, a GATE score around 650 will give you an admission into this course at IIT Guwahati. That is the 7th college. The 8th and final college which is at par with IITs is IISc Bangalore. There are 2 courses which you can get admission into at IISc Bangalore. That is M Design, that's one course. MTech in Smart Manufacturing, that's the second course. Into these 2 courses you can get admission even without GATE, even without SEED score. If you don't have SEED, you can, even with GATE architecture score, you can get admission at IISc Bangalore into M Design and MTech in Smart Manufacturing. The admission process will be GATE plus test plus interview. So there will be a departmental test, there will be a personal interview conducted other than GATE score. So generally GATE score around 850 will give you a good chance of getting into M Design or MTech in Smart Manufacturing at IISc Bangalore. They have very wonderful packages at IISc Bangalore also for both these courses. The number of seats, M Design there are 18 seats, MTech and Smart Manufacturing there are 9 seats in all. So if you're having a GATE score more than 850, you can select this option with a good package in the private sector. So that's an overview of the options you have at IITs. If I summarize, M.Arch and M-Plan you have at IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee, that's it. If you want M.Arch and M-Plan, only 2 colleges, IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur. If you want to get into construction management, there are 4 IITs. IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, where there is construction engineering management, building technology management, construction management. Other than that, you have infrastructure management at IIT Guwahati and IIT Kharagpur. So that's about construction management and infrastructure management. 4 IITs: IIT Guwahati, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras. Next, if you want to get into M Design through GATE score, there are 3 options: IIT Roorkee, IISc Bangalore, IIT Kharagpur. Sorry, IIT Kanpur. Right, so these are the colleges. So course wise also you can have an idea, look into this data and have an idea, right? So these are the 8 different IITs. If you see, there are a total of 4 courses here, 8 courses here, so 12, 12 plus 4 16, 16 plus 2 and 2, that is 20, uh, plus 4. There are a total of 24 courses which you can get into at IITs. So even if you're having a rank till 150 or slightly above that, you can still get into any of these 24 courses. Some are interdisciplinary, some are core subject courses. So based on your interest, make a selection and you can apply for those colleges. Whenever there is a personal interview or a test, for those we will discuss at the end how you should prepare moving further. So that was about IITs. So if you're having a rank below 200 or around till 150, you should, with all of your interest, should apply for these IITs. Even if you're having a slightly larger gate score, you can still apply into the interdisciplinary courses particularly. So that's about the IITs. Moving on to the courses at NITs. The next part will be focusing on the courses at NITs. So as I told you, for NITs particularly, you need not do a lot of research as to what are the options you have, because the application will be through a common CCMT portal. So there's no need to do a lot of research here. So once you log on to the CCMT portal, you'll get the options available. You can easily apply based on your preference into NITs. However, to give you an idea of the various courses and the closing score generally, this is an approximate gate score, approximate closing gate score out of 1000, not a fixed one. It changes year to year. You are very well aware of that point. But just to give you an idea, so at MNIT Jaipur, you have only one option for masters, that is M-Plan in urban planning. There are 17 seats and the closing gate score is generally around 500. So last year it was around 513. The last data point which we have, that was 513. I don't think this is for 2022 admission. It was before that. So because last year's data is not yet published. Once the CCMT portal is live, because CCMT portal is not yet live at this point of time. Once the CCMT portal comes live, they will have the data of last year's closing rank and all on that website itself. So once that website comes live, we will drop a message to you all on all our social media handles, and you can check that closing rank personally later on also once the CCMT portal comes live. So the last data point which we have, I'm discussing that. So MNIT Jaipur urban planning, 17 seats with 513 closing gate score. At MANIT Bhopal, there are 3 options which you can apply for through gate architecture score. That is M-Plan in housing, M-Plan in urban design, and MTech in transportation engineering. These are the 3 options which you have. So the number of seats is 21, 21 and 21. The closing gate score for housing was 388. For urban planning, it was 445. For MTech and transportation engineering, it was 494. As far as NIT Calicut is considered, you have only one option, that is M-Plan urban planning with 16 seats. Closing gate score was 568. At NIT Patna, you have 2 options, M-Arch and MURP. M-Arch, there are 12 seats. MURP, there are total of 23 seats. And the closing gate score is 387 and 370 based on the last data point which we have. All these you need not apply individually. You will apply through CCMT portal once it comes live. There's still time. Generally in the month of May and June, the portal will become live. As far as VNIT Nagpur is considered, you have M-Plan in urban planning with 13 seats and the closing gate score was 494, the last data point we have. NIT Hamirpur, you have M-Arch in sustainable architecture. NIT Trichy also you have M-Arch in energy efficient and sustainable architecture. So there are 2 NITs where sustainable architecture is offered, NIT Hamirpur and NIT Trichy, with 19 and 25 seats corresponding to each of those NITs. Closing gate score at NIT Trichy it was slightly higher, 506. NIT Hamirpur it was 352. So based on these, so these are the gate, not ranks, these are gate score out of 1000. So remember, so based on this gate score, the recent data, you have to wait for it. Just wait for a few more weeks. CCMT portal will become live and they will give you the recent data also on that website. So that's about the number of seats you have at these NITs. NIT Jaipur, so M-Plan if you want, you have Jaipur with M-Plan, NIT Bhopal with M-Plan, NIT Calicut with M-Plan, and also NIT Patna with M-Plan. M-Arch you have at NIT Patna, and NIT Hamirpur and Trichy have sustainable architecture M-Arch. M-Plan is also available at Nagpur, NIT Nagpur as well. So these are the various NITs with number of seats and the corresponding closing gate scores. These are not cut off, these are the closing gate scores. Moving on to few more NITs, you also have NIT Surat where there is construction management, and NIT Suratkal also has construction management. The number of seats are 25. Here it is 33. At NIT Surat you have M-Plan in urban planning as well. The closing gate score was 416. For construction management at NIT Surat and NIT Suratkal, it was 483 and 584. Now, the criteria might change year to year. There are huge changes which generally happen. Even if you take example of IIT Delhi, 3 years ago there was interview. Last 2 years they did not take an interview. Again this year they have introduced interview. So things keep changing. So you need to check, wait for the updates. Once NIT also gives their official brochure, you need to check once, because NIT Surat construction management, sometimes they allow architects, sometimes they do not. Both have happened earlier in the past. So just wait for the brochure and check if this year they are permitting architecture graduates with gate AR score or not. That thing you will have to wait and check. So Central University of Rajasthan also offers sustainable architecture M.Arch. There are a total of 12 seats with a closing gate score of 358 the last time we have data about. IIEST Shibpur also is a good college. It's a government college. IIEST Shibpur is near Kolkata in Bengal, where there is M-Plan in urban and regional planning with a total of 18 seats, and the closing gate score was 393. There is also construction management MTech at NIT Warangal, which is in Telangana. There are a total of 30 seats and the closing gate score was 555. This will be a batch of both civil engineers and architects. So the M-Plan courses will mainly have architects and planners, but the MTech courses will have a lot of civil engineers also. So these are the various NITs and the options you have at NITs, with a brief idea on the closing gate score for the past years. For recent data, for last year's data, you will have to wait for the CCMT portal. Once it becomes live, you can check over there. So that's about the seats and scores of NITs. So these are the options of NITs which you have through gate architecture score. So we have discussed IITs and also NITs. Now let us discuss SPS, and finally we will discuss other colleges also. So as far as SPS are considered, School of Planning and Architecture, as you are aware, there are three SPS: SPA Delhi, SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal. I already told you this point. SPA Delhi, the admission will be only through direct, SPA Delhi gives admission for their masters only through direct admission. Only through direct admission you can get into SPA Delhi. There are 10 different courses which you can apply at SPA Delhi. So we will look into the detailed list of SPA Delhi courses and the criteria in a while. But there are 10 courses in which you can do masters at SPA Delhi. The admission will be through direct admission process. So not through gate score only. Gate is an important point, important criteria with 30% weightage. But the other things also are given a weightage. We'll look into the weightage also. This first time SPA Delhi has published the details of the weightage criteria. So we'll discuss that moving ahead. So SPA Delhi, the last day to apply, you still have time. So today I think it is 23rd or 22nd. It is 22nd. So you still have time till the end of this month. 31st of March is the last date for application at SPA Delhi through direct admission. There is no CCMT for this. SPA Delhi, there is no CCMT, only direct admission. So SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal, on the other hand, both SPA Delhi, SPA Vijayawada also, the direct admission link is active. You can apply till 10th of April. SPA Bhopal, the direct admission process is not announced. It is yet to be announced. TBA is to be announced. So by the time you are attending this webinar today, it is not yet out. We'll have to wait for a few more days, and SPA Bhopal will release their admission process also, direct admission process. Let us wait for that. So at SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal both, at SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal, there is direct admission. There are two options. There is direct admission also, and you can take admission through CCMT also, CCMT portal as well. I told you the difference already. If you take direct admission, you will not get scholarship. No scholarship. Only if you take admission through CCMT, you will get the stipend and every month of 12,400 stipend. Right? You will get stipend only through CCMT. So remember this point. SPA Delhi, if you take there is no CCMT, only through direct admission, and for all GATE and SEED qualified students, you will get stipend here. You just need to have a qualified GATE score, you will get stipend. If you don't have a qualified GATE score, you will not get stipend at SPA Delhi also. As far as SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal, you need to take admission through CCMT only to get the stipend. If you take admission through direct admission, you will not get scholarship generally. That was how it was last year. For recent changes, there can be changes always. You can check with the institutes particularly. SPA Delhi and Vijayawada, the direct admission link is already live. SPA Bhopal, it is yet to be announced. If you are having a good gate score, you need not participate in the direct admission process of SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal. You can wait for CCMT, right? If you don't want to take a risk, if you're at the borderline, if we'll discuss about the closing scores, if you're at along the border, you don't want to take risk, it is better to apply in the direct admission process also. So you can, if you're getting admission in the direct admission process, later on if you're getting admission in CCMT also, you can leave the direct admission one. You can take your admission through CCMT, you'll get the stipend. So if you want to be safe, you can apply. But if you're having a good gate rank and gate score, you need not participate in the direct admission process of Vijayawada and Bhopal. You can wait for CCMT. For SPA Delhi, I would suggest everyone to participate in that application process and apply it by the end of this month and get admission into SPA Delhi. That's a good course, right? So that's a brief on the SPS, the direct admission. Remember the difference between SPA Delhi and the other two SPAs, CCMT and direct admission. Moving on, let us discuss about the seat matrix, number of seats and closing ranks of all the three SPAs. So as far as SPA Delhi is considered, I told you there are 10 options for masters. You can do your M.Arch in these three specializations: masters M.Arch in conservation, M.Arch in urban design, M.Arch in landscape architecture. M-Plan is available in these five options: M-Plan in environmental planning, M-Plan in housing, M-Plan in regional planning, M-Plan in transportation planning, and M-Plan in urban planning. These are the five options for M-Plan, three options for M-Arch. The remaining two, you have M-Design and MBEM. MBEM is not an M-Tech course. It is Masters in Building Engineering Management. It is a different course altogether, which has good opportunities in the private sector. If you want good opportunities in the government sector, you can prefer any one of these five M-Plan courses. Number of seats, you can see there are a total of 276 seats at SPA Delhi. The detail of the seat matrix you can find over here. This includes all the open categories, EWS categories, OBC, SC, ST, including everything. There are 276 seats at SPA Delhi altogether, for which more than 1,000 students apply. So it is competitive, you can say. For the first time, SPA Delhi has published the criteria for admission in the advertisement itself. So they are giving 25% weightage for your marks in the bachelor's, B.Arch or B-Plan in the after your final year, whatever marks you're getting, that has a weightage of 25%. 30% weightage is for GATE or SEED score. SEED is for M Design. For all other courses, it is GATE. So GATE score has a weightage of 30%. For portfolio and thesis, there's a weightage of 15 marks, 15%. Interview has a weightage of 10%. SOP, statement of purpose, has a weightage of 10%. Work experience has a weightage of 10%. So if you see, majority of the weightage, that is 55%, more than half of the weightage is for your qualifying degree, that is bachelor's scorecard, and the GATE scorecard. Both will have weightage more than half. The remaining things, portfolio, interview, SOP, work experience, together will have a 45% weightage. So the first two things you cannot change at this point. GATE score is done. Your college might have been done if you are already graduate. So those first two things you cannot change anymore, but you can still work on the remaining things. Write a wonderful SOP, prepare a wonderful portfolio, do well in the interview, and if you have experience, you can submit that as well. For detailed guidance for SPA Delhi application in particular, we already have conducted a webinar for that. The video is already available on the same YouTube channel. If you want, you can check that with YouTube video, where I have discussed about the interview and SOP writing process for SPA Delhi particularly. So you can access that video and learn or use those points for writing a good SOP. So that's for SPA Delhi, the application process. So if you're having a GATE score, you will get stipend and you will get admission easily if you're having a good GATE score, which has 30 maximum weightage is for GATE score in SPA Delhi also. Moving on to SPA Vijayawada, these are the options you have at SPA Vijayawada. You can apply for M.Arch in architectural conservation, MBEM Masters in Building Engineering Management, M.Arch in Landscape Architecture, M.Arch in Sustainable Architecture. Then you have three M-Plan degrees: Environmental Planning, Transport Planning, and Urban Regional Planning. Three planning courses. There are three architecture courses and one MBEM course. So these are the 7 courses at SPA Vijayawada. 13 seats are through direct admission, remaining seats are through CCMT. 13 is total seats, not the total number of seats. 13 seats is for seats. So they divide the number of seats. Few for CCMT they reserve, remaining through direct admission. So as I told you, if you are along the borderline, you can apply for direct admission also. Through CCMT, the closing scores were these. Through CCMT, the closing score for M.Arch in architectural conservation, it was 395 earlier. MBEM, it was slightly higher, 457. 438 was the closing gate score for landscape architecture at Vijayawada. So these are closing gate score through CCMT process. At SPF Bhopal, you have M.Arch in conservation, M.Arch in landscape, M.Arch in urban design, 3 M.Arch courses. And there are 3 M-Plan courses, M-Plan in environmental planning, M-Plan in urban regional planning, M-Plan in transportation and logistic management. So these are the 3 M-Plan courses, and there is M-Design also at IIT at SPF Bhopal. SPF Bhopal M-Design, they take admission only through SEED, not through GATE, so I did not mention it here. They take admission only M-Design at SPF Bhopal only through seed score it is. The number of seats are 15. For M-Plan there are 23 seats, as you can see. The closing gate score was around 380 to 600 based on the course you select. So M-Plan is also a good course at SPA Bhopal. So based on your interest, as I told you the approach, if you want a government job, you can prefer M-Plan and so on. So these are the details for the closing gates course in CCMT for SPA Bhopal. So SPA Bhopal's direct admission is not yet live. Direct admission process for SPA Vijayawada is already live, and you can apply it till 10th of next month for that. The criteria for direct admission, this is an option, this is one of the good options you have if you don't have a qualified gate score. If you do not have a qualified gate score, or if you don't have a wonderful gate rank, you can apply for SPA Vijayawada all these courses. There is 10% weightage for statement of purpose, 30% weightage is for portfolio, 60% majority of the weightage is for interview. So if you're doing well in the interview, you can easily get an admission at SPA Vijayawada. So that's about the criteria as mentioned in the official advertisement of SPA Vijayawada's admission brochure. For SPA Bhopal, the direct admission is not yet live. Now, many people ask me, let me address a question here. Many students ask me this question. So, if you don't have a very good rank, if your rank is more than say 1200, 1300, around more than 1000 if your rank is, and or if you did not qualify, what should be your target? Should you drop and take coaching again, or prepare again for the next year, or should you take admission at SPA Vijayawada particularly? I would suggest you should for sure prepare, because once there is always a scope of losing so losing an opportunity in the first time. If you have done your hard work, if you have learned from your mistakes, for sure next time you'll do wonderful. There have been many students of ours who had a rank around 500 to 700 last year, but this year after coaching they have got a double digit rank, many students. So if you really want a good college, you can put in your, only for those who don't have a very good gate score, you can put in your efforts again. You can take an extension at KP Gate classes. You can get in touch with us. The contact number you all might be already having, or it is in the description of the video also. It will be in the description of this video as well. You can take an extension for your courses. You need not pay the fees again completely. It will be a partial payment, and you can get an extension. Otherwise, you can take an admission also. You can take admission, you can apply for SPA Vijayawada or SPA Bhopal through direct admission. Even if you have not qualified GATE, you still will have a good chance of getting into SPS if you have a good portfolio and do well in the interview. You can take an admission into SPA, and parallelly along with that, along with your masters, you can still prepare for the exam again. Many students have done this also. Take an admission into any college you can get into, preferably government college. Why am I saying government college? Because you'll get a stipend if you take admission in government college. So if you have if you don't have a very good gate score, but if you are taking admission into government college, like for example DCRUST, if you're taking admission, you'll get your stipend there because it's a government college. So you can take admission into any college which you're getting with your gate score this year, and parallelly prepare for the next year with put a lot more efforts, learn from your mistakes, and again you will for sure get a wonderful rank. If you don't want any divergence, you can put 100% focus only on preparation with KP Gate classes, and you can get a good rank next year also. That also you can do. It is up to you. If you want to discuss further, if you want any guidance regarding this, you can always get in touch with me or get in touch with us. You can contact KP Gate Classes. If you also want to talk to me, they might divert the call to me if it is something which you personally want to discuss, and we can discuss further on this issue. So think well and make a decision regarding this. So that is with respect to SPA, Vijayawada and Bhopal, two options, CCMT and direct admission. Now, finally, let us discuss some other colleges. So we have completed our discussion with respect to IITs first, then NITs, then SPAs. Now, finally, we are discussing the other colleges which you have with and without GATE. So let me take you through the colleges and courses which you have other than these. Jamia also has M.Arch. There are total of 100 seats for M.Arch at JMI, Jamia Millia Islamia University at Delhi. So they offer M.Arch in these specializations. There are total of 6 specializations: pedagogy, building services, healthcare, architecture, recreational architecture, urban regeneration, and acoustics. There are total of M.Arch in these 6 specializations. The entrance will be based on their own examination. They have Jamia entrance paper for M.Arch. They conduct this exam. The notification is not yet out. They will conduct the exam very soon, probably in the next month or this month itself. They will conduct an exam. If you just check with the notification on the website of JMI. I personally did not check the last date for the application. If you still have time, you can apply for it. So without GATE score, this is one of the good colleges where you can take admission without GATE score, but there's no stipend, I think, in this particular college. As far as construction, if you are interested in construction management and if you don't have a very good GATE score, if you are not getting into those 4 IITs which I told you, there are 4 options for IITs: IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, sorry, IIT Kharagpur, and there is IIT Delhi and IIT Madras. 4 IITs I told you where you can apply. IIT Guwahati, not Roorkee, right? There is IIT Guwahati, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi and IIT Madras for construction and infrastructure management. If you're not getting into those IITs, you can then prefer NITs, NIT Warangal, NIT Surat and Suratkal. If you're not getting into NITs also, then you can try for M.Arch, for PG Diploma in Construction Management at NICMAR. So NICMAR, there are 4 universities, Pune, Hyderabad, Goa and Delhi campus. There are PGP courses. These are not master. These are not considered as MTech courses. These are diploma courses, PG diploma courses, which are 2-year courses. They have good placement in private sector. But as I told you, these will not be eligible for government jobs because it's a diploma course. The only negative thing about NICMAR is the tuition fee. It is slightly costly. I think it is around 12 to 14 lakhs for those 2 years of study. So it's a costly college, but there is placement in the private sector for sure. The admission is based on NCAT group discussion and personal interview. They have their own process. Check for the application process of NICMAR if you want to get into without GATE. This is an admission without GATE. Now moving on to the other government colleges. So you have this college, Guru Nanak Dev University at Amritsar in Punjab, where there are 8 seats for M.Arch in urban design, 15 seats for MTech in construction technology and management. The admission will be based on GATE score. This is not CCMT. This is not based on this is not based on CCMT. This is not based on any other counseling process, but it is through a direct application. You can directly apply whenever they release the advertisement for the application process. Using your GATE architecture score, you can get admission into these 2 at Amritsar: M.Arch and MTech, M.Arch in urban design and MTech in construction management. If you did not qualify GATE, for non-GATE students, there is a separate entrance exam also. So if you want to take a admission here without GATE score, you can apply and write their college-based test, direct admission. Then you have one of the good colleges, that is Faculty of Architecture and Planning, which is also called as APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University at Lucknow, which is a good government college of architecture. It was earlier called as. So there are 20 seats of M.Arch, 20 seats for M.Arch in environmental design, 20 seats for M.Arch interior design, 20 seats for M-Plan and MURP. So there are total of 80 seats in this college. The admission will be based on GATE score. It is not through CCMT. It is a direct, you need to apply directly to the college using your GATE score. If you have a valid qualified GATE score, you will get stipend also in this college because it's a government college. For non-GATE candidates, there is a separate entrance exam which they will conduct at their college once you apply. So the dates and the timeline is not yet out. You need to check their website for the updates regarding the same. So that is also one of the good government colleges with and without GATE. You can take admission without GATE as well. So these are the options for you if you don't have a very good gate score. And I already told you, it is up to you. You can take admission and parallelly prepare for a good gate score. Instead of leaving out everything and study, you can take admission and parallelly you can study for next year. If you get a good gate rank, you can skip the college and go to a better college. Otherwise, you can continue the course. Otherwise, if you want to study with dedication, you can skip and study also. That is a personal decision which you need to think and take a decision on, right? We at KPK classes are always available with our best faculty team all over India. We have been training students for the past 7 years. I personally was teaching for more than past 5+ years. So I and all other faculty team also are IIT and SPA graduates. So they'll help you achieve your goal. You can take admission into. You can talk to your seniors if you are still writing gate next year. You can talk to your seniors and get a feedback as to how we teach, right? Only after feedback you can join and enroll into our classes. So that's about faculty of architecture and planning at Lucknow. The other universities, so these you can select based on your region, based on your hometown or your home state. You can take these admissions. So if you're from the Maharashtra region, you can take admission into JJ College of Architecture. There are 12 seats for M.Arch. The admission will be based on a state examination, Maharashtra M.Arch CET. M.Arch CET. The syllabus will be same as GATE. Question level also similar to GATE. There are no numericals in this exam. So Maharashtra State common entrance test for M.Arch. So you need to apply for this, and you can, based on that rank, you can apply into JJ College of Architecture. There are 12 seats over here. Other colleges which you have, there are some private colleges also where you can do your masters with M.Arch CET, Maharashtra M.Arch CET. That includes D.Y. Patil School of Architecture, uh, Rizvi College of Architecture. These are some private colleges where you can take your admission based on MAHCET, Maharashtra's common entrance test for M.Arch. Anna University at Chennai also offers M.Arch without any specialization, M.Arch with landscape specialization, 20 seats, M.Plan with 18 seats. The admission will be based on GATE score. If you don't have a GATE score, you can also take admission through TANSET. TANSET is Tamil Nadu State Entrance Exam for the Masters in Architecture and Planning. You can through this exam, TANSET, Common Entrance Test of Tamil Nadu. Through this, you can also take admission into some private colleges like Miyasi Academy of Architecture in Chennai, Tyagaraja College of Engineering at Madurai, Meenakshi College of Engineering at Chennai. These are other options, non-GATE options if you are in the Tamil Nadu state. So through GATE also, if you are in Tamil Nadu, you can take admission into this M.Arch and M.Plan courses at Anna University in Chennai. Other than that, you have OUTER, which is Odisha University of Technology and Research. Earlier, it was called as College of Engineering and Technology CET. Its name has been changed to OUTER now. OUTR, that's the name of the university at Bhubaneswar. There are 18 seats for M.Plan at this particular college. The entrance will be based on an entrance test conducted by that college. Even if you did not qualify GATE, you can apply for this if you want to do M.Plan this year itself. And if you are from Odisha state. Jadavpur University at Kolkata is also an option you have for M.Arch. Through GATE, they will give you admission if you're having qualified GATE score, and even if you don't have a very good GATE rank, you can get admission into Jadavpur University at Kolkata for M.Arch. D-Crust in Haryana is also an option you have. There is M.Arch in Sustainable Architecture here. You also have M.Plan in Urban and Regional Planning here. For both these courses, you can get admission through GATE score. You can also get admission through non-GATE. For non-GATE students, there's a college entrance exam which they conduct. So based on that, you can select. So these are so this is just to give you an overview as to what are the various options without GATE if you want to do masters this year itself. As I told you, along with your masters also, you can parallelly prepare for the next year again. So that's about D-Crust at Haryana. And then you have Chandigarh College of Architecture, CCA, one of the best colleges for architecture. They offer masters in architecture M.Arch. They have their own entrance test and interview. GATE score is not mandatory. Then you have CEPT. CEPT has 4 specializations of M.Arch, 5 specializations of M.Plan. So you can apply into all of these courses, multiple courses. CEPT also has good coursework. They offer good M.Arch and M.Plan courses. So you can, they also have some level of campus placement as well in some courses. So you can pursue your master's M.Arch in architectural design, conservation, architectural history and research, landscape architecture. These are M.Arch courses. In M.Plan, you have urban planning, transport systems, infrastructure, housing design, Admission process is based on SOP and interview and also class. The GATE score is not mandatory for SEPT. At SEPT, other than M.Arch and M-Plan, you also have M.Tech courses, M.Tech in Construction Engineering Management, M.Tech in Geomatics, which is similar to Geoinformatics, M.Tech in Building Energy Performance, which relates to green buildings and all. You can do these courses also. You also have M-Design in Interior Design, Furniture Design, Building Products and Systems. You also have Management course, that is M.Tech in Urban Management. These are the various courses at SEPT where you can apply, SEPT Ahmedabad. And the admission, for each and every course there is a specific admission procedure. You need to write statement of purpose, there is a written test and also interview for all these courses individually. So for different courses the application process is slightly different. You need to check for all those courses and accordingly apply for the specializations at SEPT. These are the various options you have without GATE. These are all non-GATE options. A summary of what we discussed is shown on the screen. You can check what are the various courses. Urban planning is available in all these NITs. So course wise you have this data. You can pause the video and check later on also. This will be available on the same YouTube channel. Courses, all these are the courses through CCMT, right? So you can see Guru Nanak Dev University is without CCMT. Till here all these are with CCMT. Now, final point. So that was a discussion. So we have in depth discussed about the various colleges, courses, minimum criteria, closing gate score, application process, all the details we have discussed. All this information will be available on this YouTube channel also for your future reference. As I told you, towards the end, let us discuss about the interview and test at IITs and SPA. At SPA Delhi, SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal. Vijayawada Bhopal if you're applying through direct admission, or at SPA Delhi if you're applying, or if you're applying into interdisciplinary courses at IITs like Geoinformatics at IIT, M-Design courses at IIT. In all these, there are some general points. So I'm not talking about any particular course here. I just thought I will give you some pointers which you have to keep in mind for your interview and college-based tests at IITs, SPAs and also SEPT. So some basic points to be remembered. Firstly, for interview, first and foremost, you need to have a good 3 or 4 lines on introduction of yourself, because any interview, be it college admission, be it requirement, or be it a interview for placement, in all the interviews the most general, so a standard question which is always asked, there can be changes in the interview but something which is always asked in any interview is introduce yourself. So introduction, you need to have it well prepared. You cannot go to the interview blank, with a blank mind and think about introduction there. Have a well prepared introduction already, and those 3 or 4 points. So introduction is very important because that will be the first thing which they ask in interview, and the points which you tell in interview will define the remaining interview completely. So whatever 5 to 10 minutes interview you're having, all that will be dependent on the introduction. So you have to tell points. So if you are having a well prepared introduction of yourself, you can have such points which will take your interview in that direction. Let me give you an example. If for example I'm giving an interview for say construction management at some college, say SPA Vijayawada or SPA Delhi, uh, I should, in the introduction itself, should have some key points which I will mention, which will take the interview in that direction. Something like, from my experience during internship, I've seen so and so thing. So if you're saying something about your personal experience, they will ask questions related to it. So any interviewer, if you're phrasing some sentences, they will think over those sentences and the questions will be based similar to it. So you should have a control of your interview. So that's the first thing. Introduction, have it well prepared. Each and every word you speak in introduction, you should have a you should be confident enough to let the interview go in that direction. For example, if you're not very confident in your thesis, if you did not have a wonderful thesis in your bachelor's, you should not even talk about your thesis in the introduction. But on the other hand, if you think thesis is your strong area, your thesis is published in some research and all, in the introduction itself you should try to talk something about your thesis. So try to think what is good in your overall profile, try to portray it in the introduction itself so that the interview goes in that direction. That's first thing you need to keep in mind. Second thing, impact points. Each and every interview will have some impact points, so points which will be remembered by the interviewer. So during the interview, so before itself you should be well prepared. What are the key, this in startup ecosystem, you generally use this word USP, unique selling point. So what is unique in your overall performance? So that is an impact point for you. So prepare those 2 or 3 impact points. For example, if you have won some design competition, that's a unique point for impact point for you. You should talk about it in the interview. So think about some impact points, have it in your mind during the course of interview. As an answer to any of the questions, you should speak that point. You should not, so you should have an idea of 3 or 4 impact points, which during the interview you will speak at any given point, be it in the introduction or in the conclusion or somewhere as an answer to some question. You should use that point in the interview. That's second thing in any interview. Number 3 is awareness. Generally at IIT Bombay, I told you. So I was talking to Shubham Gupta, who is doing geoinformatics at IIT Bombay. I told you that example. Even I've talked to some alumni of other courses, urban systems at IIT Bombay. One point which I got particularly for those students who attended interview at IIT Bombay, general awareness of the course was very crucial. So they ask basic questions. If you're applying for urban systems, they'll ask you, what will you learn in this course? So you should have an idea, you should have awareness of that course. You should have awareness of the course structure. That is important. So whichever course you're applying for, be prepared, look into the course content, know what will be taught there, know about the future scope of it. They will obviously ask, even in urban systems, they'll ask you, what do you want to do after masters in urban systems? So you should have an answer, PhD or job, whatever it is. So you should have an answer to it. So have an awareness, have a future plan. These are also asked in the interview. Last and final, but not the least, that is confidence. Whatever answer you're giving, you have to be confident. Confidence matters the most over everything. Even if you're not answering some questions, but if you're confident throughout the interview, that will create a lasting impact on the interviewer. 4 key points which you have to remember for any interview. Prepare a well prepared, have a well prepared good introduction of yourself. Prepare 3 to 4 impact points which you will use during the course of interview, somewhere during the time of the interview. Have a good awareness of the course you're applying for. Have confidence, boost up your confidence. So if you're not very confident in speaking, practice speaking to someone, talk to your friends, talk to someone from your family, brother, sister, teacher. Talk to someone, boost up your confidence before the interview. That's very crucial. As far as college test is considered, if you have taken classes with us at KP Gate classes, you already know our teaching methodology. Whatever subject be it my subject or planning faculty, each and every teacher of ours always focuses on the basics, on the foundation. So your foundation is already strong. Go through your gate notes, go through your prepared content which you have prepared during the gate exam. That is more than enough for any college test, even IIT Bombay. Even IIT Bombay's, there's a college test at IIT Bombay also for urban systems, geoinformatics. I talked to the students who are doing those courses. Everyone has told me the same thing. We just prepared from the gate notes. So whatever gate notes you have during the course of our lectures, whatever I have given you as definitions or other faculty have given you as definitions and notes during the classes, just prepare that. That's more than enough. So go through your notes for gate preparation. That should be sufficient for all the college tests. Well, you already know all the points, how to study. We always guide you, NBC, URDPFI, how to refer to the standards. You already know this, so refer to the same basic things before any college test. That should be sufficient. You obviously the questions will also be similar to or oriented towards whatever course you're applying, so know the basics of it all as well. So that was about a brief guidance for interview and college tests. Towards the end, let me briefly talk about our KP Gate classes. You all probably know, but if you do not know, tell to everyone, recommend KP Gate classes if you know the quality of teaching of ours. If you're confident on that, you can refer to your juniors and your friends as well. We offer classroom program at New Delhi GSRI, regular classes and also weekend classes. We also offer online live classes, which will be an evening batch specifically for those who are working or in the colleges. You can attend our evening online live batches as well. We also offer crash course for the last few months. We also offer distance learning program where we have premium quality study material which has passed through the experienced faculty team of ours who has checked everything thoroughly and prepared as per the updated grade pattern, as per the updated changes in the pattern. Because if you see the gate papers, there are some changes which you see in the recent times. All those have been considered and our study material is brand new and upgraded to the recent standards. test series also is upgraded completely, so you can access our study material test series program, that is DLP, distance learning program as well. So for any guidance in gate preparation or any other entrance test preparation, do not get confused, or do not look for the other options. You can talk to any of your seniors, talk to them, get to know about KP Gate classes, talk to them about RH Chandar sir, that is me, how I teach, how other our faculty, Saurav sir, Monali ma'am, all our faculty team who are graduates from IITs. You can talk to your friends, talk to your seniors how they teach, and then take your decision. We have the best faculty team, be assured of that. You can contact us on 9560252666 and get enroll into any of these batches for your gate preparation moving further. So let me answer some questions towards the end, and then we will end this session. We already took a long session of we already had a long session of more than say 1.5 hours. So let me answer the questions whichever I can. So let me look into some questions. MS research, so there's a question, gate score for PhD at IITs. So Sachin, you will need to have see, gate score is not a very major thing for admission into IIT. Obviously, it will have an impact, but for PhD at IITs, what matters the most is your presentation. You'll need to prepare a presentation with aim, objective, what's your research area, and then give the presentation to the faculty. So that's how it is at IIT. So look for the admission process for PhD at IIT, and accordingly you should stay prepared. Obviously, gate score matters. Only if you have a good gate score, you'll get your stipend. Only if you have a qualified gate score, you'll get stipend of 35,000 per month during PhD. But yeah, having a good gate score is one factor. Remaining things also should be very well prepared. Yash has a question. MS in research, transportation research and injury prevention, IIT Delhi, कितना placement होता है? Yes, MSR courses, MS research based courses. These courses generally are oriented towards research. It is done specifically by those who want to pursue PhD moving further. So if you are looking for a private job or campus placement, you should prefer MTech courses over MS research. MS research courses are for PhD or research oriented study. So be informed about that. Yes. Hardik has a question. For how much time I can lock previous seat and can wait for better option? Hardik, as I told you, in COAP process, you can retain and wait 2 times. And how much time? It depends on the rounds. So round 1, you can retain and wait. Round 2, you can again retain and wait. Round 3, you cannot retain and wait on the same option. On a different option, you can retain and wait, but not on the same. So you have to either reject it or take it in the second, within the second time. You cannot retain and wait third time. So it depends on the rounds. Round 1, round 2, round 3. There are 5 rounds of offers in COAP. So it depends on that. That's the time which you have for selection. Right, so that was your answer, Hardik. Syed Ifraq has a doubt how to apply for PhDs. Syed, for PhDs, you need to apply for individual IIT, just like how you're applying for MTech. Each and every IIT, just like how they have an admission process for MTech, they also have an application process for PhD. PhD application forms are already out for IIT Delhi, IIT Madras as well, I think. So you need to check the website, and once the link comes out, for IIT Roorkee, it is not yet out. So you can wait for that. So wherever you get an application form, you can apply for PhD just like how you apply for Masters. Amrita has a question. Which college or course offers this integrated Masters plus PhD? Amrita, IIT Kharagpur offers it. IIT Kharagpur has integrated Masters plus PhD for sure. Even other IITs, I think almost all IITs have integrated Masters plus PhD, where after the first year, if your CGPA is 8, you can convert it into PhD. Otherwise, no. So almost all IITs have it, but IIT Kharagpur, because they have already published the brochure of 2023 admissions, they have mentioned it in the recent updated brochure of theirs. So that was your answer, Amrita. Prashan has a question. My gate rank is 229, score is 584 OBC. Will I get MTech or M Design in any IIT? Prashan, I think even for OBC category at 584, it is slightly, see, M Design you can get because in M Design you also have an interview. So if you're doing well in the interview, you can for sure get an M Design. Uh, but M Tech, I think it is slightly difficult. Depends on the IIT, but M.Arch and M-Plan for sure are very difficult at that 584 score. So I think that answers your question, Prashan. You can for sure apply for M Design with that gate score. Um Gokul has a question. how GATE 2021 score will work for CCMT 2023 counseling. Gokul, when you apply on CCMT portal, they'll ask your GATE score for last 3 years. So you can upload them. Based on the best of your scores, that you can take admissions. GATE 2021 score is valid even in this year's CCMT, because every GATE score will be valid for 3 years. Amrita has one more question. What is the scope of technology, innovation and entrepreneurship course at IIT Kharagpur? Amrita, as I told you, it's a very new course, just introduced 1 year ago. So we don't even have any statistics for placements for it, because the first batch also did not come out yet. Only from last year they started that course. So we cannot talk about the quality in terms of placement, but obviously IIT brand has that value for sure. I think that answers your question, Amrita. Aditi has a question. Sir, is there no stipend for admission in SPA Delhi? Aditi, all the courses at SPA Delhi are based on direct admission. If you have a valid gate score or seed score, you will get stipend. Even if it is direct admission, you'll get stipend if you have a valid gate score at SPA Delhi. Any course, right? So you need not worry about the stipend. SPA Delhi offers stipend to all the gate qualified students. Sukriti has a question. If one has to choose between MURP at IIT Roorkee and city planning at IIT Kharagpur, what is your say? Sukriti, both are equally good. Now we cannot say which is better among those two, because both are at par. Both are equal. You can just decide based on your accessibility, your location, which city you prefer. Based on that, you can select. Otherwise, in terms of quality, both are absolutely same. Both IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur in M-Plan, both are same. Aditya has a question. Sir, which IITs rank top in planning course? IIT Kharagpur. Same answer for you, Aditya. Both are same, equal. Amrita has one more question. The aptitude test and interview for M Design in Roorkee will be before any offer is made in May on COAP portal. Amrita, you need to check they did not publish the timeline yet, but I think for M Design, uh, you need to wait for once they decide the time. Roorkee's timeline is not yet published, so we'll have to wait and check. Amrita has one more question. Please also elaborate what is the scope of education technology at IIT Bombay. Amrita, even I am not very much well aware about that education technology at IIT Bombay. I know that architects are eligible based on GATE architecture score. You can get in touch with the alumni of that particular course on LinkedIn and on, because even I personally did not know some past student who is doing that course. Otherwise, I would have talked to them, right? So not very much aware about MTech education technology in IIT Bombay. Um, Nita Vyas, what is acid rain? I think that's not relevant for this particular session, but to just give you an idea, acid rain is when there's a lot of pollution and rainwater reacts with some pollutants in the air, it forms acid. So, but yeah, not relevant. You can study about it. This session is basically for post-gate counseling. Vaishnavi has a question. How are placements at NITs? Vaishnavi, M-Plan, M.Arch courses at NITs, they don't have any wonderful campus placements. MTech courses to some extent have campus placements. But M.Arch and M-Plan, you need to look for your own jobs even at NITs. To some extent you might have, but not huge level of placements. Some teaching positions and all, there are some level of placements in some NITs, but I will not say 100%. Next, are there good placements in NIT and SPA? Krati, same thing for you. SPA Delhi has good level of placement in most of the courses, but in MBEM and M Design they have very good placements. Good percentage of students get placed. For other courses the placement is slightly lower, but they do have campus placement at SPA Delhi. Same thing for SPA Vijayawada and Bhopal also. They do have campus placement, but not 100%. M Design at IIT at SPA Delhi, M Design at SPA Bhopal, Building Engineering Management at SPA Vijayawada, Building Engineering Management at SPA Delhi. These courses have very good placement. But other courses, the placement is not 100% for sure. So that's to answer your question, Vaishnavi and Krati both. Shakti has a question, what is SEET? Shakti, CEED is a common entrance exam for design. That is for M Design admission. It is a separate exam, SEED, which was already conducted and result also is out. Next year it will be conducted. Just like GATE, you have SEED exam also. In fact, we at KP classes also offer SEED coaching also. If you are interested in SEED coaching, you can get in touch with us. But there's a different faculty team for that. Gayatri has a question for PhD. As I told you, PhD admission, GATE score is an important factor, but not the only factor. P Singh has a question. If we drop after 1 year, do we have to return the stipend money? No, P Singh, I'm not sure what your complete name is. But yeah, if you drop after 1 year, you need not return the stipend money. There's no such rule in any IIT or any NIT. Saurabh Chaudhary has a question. Jamia also has M plan started from last year only. Good, I think I missed out over there on the screen. So stay informed. There's M plan also at Jamia. Thank you, Saurabh, for adding that point. Devika has a question. Sir, please tell about NIT IE Mumbai. Devika, NIT IE Mumbai gives admission for PG Diploma in Management based on GATE score, but only for engineering graduates. As far as I know, for architecture graduates, they generally don't give admission. But you can call that institute once. Today was a holiday because of Gudi Padwa, but you can call them tomorrow, call that institute and talk to them once that you are an architecture planning, if you are architecture and planning guy. But if you are a graduate of engineering and if you have a GATE score, for sure you can get admission into MBA. It's not MBA, it is PG Diploma in Management at NIT IE. But for architecture and planning graduates, I don't think they recruit or they give admission. So you can check with the college once. Anish has a question. Can we apply for both direct admission and CCMT at Vijayawada and Bhopal? Absolutely, Anish. Yes, you can apply through direct admission and again apply through CCMT for the same course at SPA Vijayawada and SPA Bhopal both. So you can drop anyone later on if you get admission in both. You can apply in both for sure. Saba has a question. Can you please upload the video on YouTube? Absolutely, Saba. The video will be available on the YouTube channel very soon. Nyom has a question. Sir, please provide information about BIT Ranchi. So Nyom, that is a very specific question which you asked, which I did not include in the presentation for sure. If you want any detail with respect to that, try to get into touch with alumni. Otherwise, you can also reach out to us personally and we will guide you further. So anything we missed in the seminar and if you want a guidance, you can always reach out to us. The contact number is available in the description of all our YouTube channel videos. You can reach out to us and we'll be happy to guide you or assist you, right? For any further assistance. Malini has a question. Where to find COAP number after registering? Only if the college accepts the offer, I will get on COAP portal, or if they reject the application, we will get on the COAP portal. Malini, only if you get an offer, it will be displayed on the COAP portal. COAP registration number, you should receive it through email also. After logging into the portal also, you will find that registration number. It starts with K, I think, generally. So just check on the web login page of it. In SPA Vijayawada application, they had asked gate score and qualifying gate score. What is qualifying gate score for general category or qualifying gate marks? I think qualifying gate score for general category is something which they already know. So probably they are asking your gate score. So you can contact the admission desk helpline number of SPA Vijayawada for a precise answer on that, right? Because I don't want to be wrong, but I personally think, logically speaking, it should be your score, not the general category one. But you can get in touch with them once. Have already submitted SPA Delhi form before gate score was released. Now I have a gate score. What do I do? Malini, for all those students who have already applied before the past deadline at SPA Delhi, you might have received an email. Check your email ID. Check the spam folder also. SPA Delhi has sent out emails to everyone asking for gate score. So just check. If you have a valid gate score, you can revert onto the email ID. If you did not get an email ID, get in touch with the helpline number of them once, right? So if you have a valid gate score, you can send it as a reply to the email. Check your email once, because most of them have received the email asking for valid gate score. If you have a valid gate score, send it to us. They have sent this email to everyone who has submitted the form already. So that's your answer, Malini. Does NIT have direct admission? Malini, no. NITs don't offer direct admission. At NITs, admission only is through CCMT. Shubham Chaudhary has a question. Placement detail of M.Arch, M-Plan at IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur. Some of the past students who are doing M.Arch at IIT Roorkee have got campus placements. So there is campus placement. Companies like Arup and all recruit architects. So there is placement, but not 100%, but there is placement in IITs for sure. Construction management, IIT Delhi and Madras also the same. They do have placement. In my batch, when I did my masters in construction management at IIT Delhi, 100% of the students who sat for the placement got placed. Not everyone, because many people at IIT Delhi preferred, in my batch, they preferred for government jobs. Those who wanted private job, they all got campus placement. Even I was offered a campus placement. But I was interested in teaching, so I came to this field. But yeah, there's good placement in construction management at all IITs. you do have campus placement at least to some extent. So that's your answer, Shubham. But for a precise answer in recent trends, you can get in touch with the alumni of those particular courses. That way you will get the precise date of last year. Shivanshi has a question. Is there any benefit offered for general EWS in IITs? Yes, there is a reservation for general economically weaker section at IITs also, Shivanshi. You need to check for the admission brochure of each and every IIT for that. Shubham Chaudhary has a question again. Closing date of application for IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur. IIT Roorkee, they did not publish the date yet. IIT Kharagpur, I think I mentioned in the seminar in the initial part. You can check from the recording, check from the website otherwise. Even through Vidhi has a question. Even through SPA Delhi, take admission, direct admission, but gate qualified will get score. Absolutely yes, Vidhi. Even if you are getting through direct admission, because there's only direct admission at SPA Delhi. If you have a valid gate score, you will get stipend at SPA Delhi also. That's your answer, Vidhi. For selection in IITs, is there any category-wise gate score or just gate score? Obviously, there's category-wise gate score. Each and every category has a different cutoff. In this webinar, I only discussed about open category. For other categories, it will be slightly, even for a lower cutoff, you can get admission. Um, Pranjna has a question. For construction management in Suratkal, Better or SPA Vijayawada. Pranjna, I am not aware of any past student of ours who is pursuing at NIT Suratkal. You can get in touch with alumni. But SPA Vijayawada, I know there is a level of placement. Not 100%, but there's good placement opportunities for sure. Many of them got placed at SPA Vijayawada. So check with the people who are doing that course in recent times. That way you will get better information, Pranjna. Please explain briefly Ocean Engineering and Naval Architecture course at IIT Kharagpur. Saurav, I'm not very much aware of that course. Try to get in touch with some alumni of that particular course. Otherwise, because none of my past students are doing that course for sure. I remember all our past students, whatever courses they're doing, they're always in touch with me. So that course I'm not very much aware about. So you can check with the alumni of that course. Can I get MTech or M Design in IIT with gate score of 729 and 61 rank? Absolutely yes, Nikhil. You can get into M Design at IITs and MTech at IITs with that score for sure. If not in the first round, you will for sure get in the second or third round for sure. So below 100 rank, you will get into it. Any one of the courses for sure you will get admission. Arnav has a question. My rank is 133, 645 is the score. Any chance of getting M-Plan at IITs? Arnav, yeah, I talked about the brief scoring rank in the presentation. IIT Kharagpur has published. You can check 645. You're saying, right? So you can check from the data which I showed you. Kharagpur has published the closing ranks. You're saying your score is 645. 645 last year they did not get, you would have not got. But again, it changes each year. You see the variation, right? So once in 2017, 657 got admission in MCP. So you can expect, but not 100% sure, right? So apply, hope for the best. Apply to multiple options. Don't just stay on one option, right? Have a backup plan also. That's always better. NIT is better or SPA for M plan. With the SPA Delhi, I think is good over many NITs. But yeah, you can weigh the pros and cons. Each and every college has its pros and cons. You can weigh that yourself. Ankita has a question. If we are allotted any college this year and we want to wait till next year, if we didn't accept the college this year, will it affect next year or rounds? No such link is seen generally, Ankita. If you reject or don't take admission, it will not affect your next year's application for sure. That's completely new and different. Neeraj has a question. SPA Bhopal or NIT Calicut, which is better? If you're talking about M-Plan, I think SPA Bhopal is having a better level of placement than NIT Calicut. But for such specific questions, I would say get in touch with the alumni of those courses in recent times. Right? Fatima has a question. What are the benefits of good gate score apart from going for MArch? Fatima, you can, if there is a PSU placement, like last year there was Airport Authority of India, you can get with a good gate score, you can get into PSUs. Other than that, good gate score always provides an added advantage in the various interviews also. So it will always stay on in your portfolio in any future interview, procurement interview also, it will matter. And most importantly, the preparation which you put into to get a good gate score, that matters the most. You can easily get government jobs of requirement test if you do your hard work and have a good gate score. With a good preparation, you will always be ready for any requirement test in the future. So those are the benefits if you're asking for benefits of good gate rank. Saba has a question. What is the gate score for CTARA required? Can you please tell me something about M-Plan course at COAP Pune? Saba, for specific colleges, as I told you, for which I did not include in the presentation like COAP, you can either get in touch with the alumni of those colleges, or you can reach out to us and give us some time so that we will get in touch with someone whom we know. CITRA for Saba, for that that keeps on changing gate score, but even with a gate score of around 500, you can get into that course if you do well in the interview part. Construction management in ICMAR is better than IITs and SPF Vijayawada. My score is 385. So construction management at NICMAR, I told you the negative of it. The campus fee, the college tuition fee is higher. Other than that, SPF Vijayawada and NIT have that advantage of lower fee. I don't have good scores to get into IITs. I have written seed as well. My seed rank is 381 and category rank is 71. Any chance of getting into IITs? Komal, that's difficult. Even seed, you need to have a rank below 100 to get into IITs. So it is difficult at that rank. Wish you all the best for your future, but this year you can try SPS for sure. SPA Bhopal and SPA Vijayawada. Nyum has a question. Is BIT NIT level college? Absolutely yes, Nyum. BIT also is a college at par with NIT. How placements are at NIT Bhopal? Sabha, as I told you, get in touch with the alumni of that course for better idea on placements, recent placements. Have 640 gate score, OBC, NCL layer. Will I get into Kharagpur? Hemant, just like I showed you the closing gate score of open category, IIT Kharagpur has published the closing gate score of other categories also. Check on their website, you'll get a brief idea on the recent trends. But 640, I think you will get into MCP for sure in OBC category. Akash has a question. Can you please tell me about geoinformatics engineering course and placement? Akash, there's very good placement in geoinformatics at IIT Bombay. As I told you, almost everyone in that course are already placed who are in the second year, from what I know from my past students. The course is more oriented towards AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and computer science. So should be open to learn coding and all. That's a small feedback on geoinformatics course. But you need to have a wonderful gate rank to get into that course, a single digit preferably. Prashan, placement in NIT Suratkal, same to you. Get in touch with the recent alumni. That would be the best way to know the trends of recent placements. Aparna has a question. Is there good government college in Kerala or Karnataka? Kerala or Karnataka, you can check for the state level entrance examinations. Check for the colleges who are accepting that. From that list, you can get an idea. But I cannot recall any government college as such as of now. Saba has a question. Any scope of getting into IIT with 661? Saba, no, it is difficult for 661 rank to get into IITs. Thank you for the session. So that's all, I think. Javeer 740, yeah, you can get into IIT Roorkee with 740, as you can see. Generally, yeah, you can with 51 rank get into IIT M.Arch easily. IIT Kharagpur also you can try. They are introducing this M.Arch course this year. So that is all for this session. Thank you for attending this wonderful session. I think it was very interactive and most of your queries are clear. Most importantly, I think it has a bit of benefit towards your personal understanding of masters and future course. And if you want to improve your course and take coaching or preparatory classes from KP Gate classes, be informed that we are the best institute for gate architecture coaching in the market at this point of time across the country. So stay in touch with us, recommend your friends and juniors to get enrolled with us. Thank you for attending the session, and all the best for your future.